Join me in welcoming our graduates of the 2013 class as they come in now. First, we're going to have Dr. Phil Greenwalsh, our project director, come up and welcome us to this great event.
Casey Moore has not introduced herself. She's our student development coordinator for the program and has done a phenomenal job for these students. She coordinated everything here today for us. So you guys make sure you thank her for doing that. I want to welcome you all here today. I know that you spent a lifetime of loving and supporting the individual that you're here to see graduate today, and that's huge. Make sure you thank your parents and your support group. I wanted to talk a little bit today about what these students have done to get here to this point. The first part of the PAS program is a curriculum-based academic program in the first semester or fall of 2012. In that first semester, we had approximately 240 contact hours per student in working with them on their academics and making that happen. The second part of the program is a supervised practicum. These students were required to complete a 135-hour paid practicum supervised by us. And what that supervision means is that there were certain objectives that these students were meeting around person-centered philosophies and supporting the individual that they were working with. That equity and relationship and all of those types of objectives under the person-centered planning and practices was what these students had to demonstrate in their paid practicums. All the students that you see here today, our first our PAS students and our DSP-C students, who is the next level up certification, have demonstrated that overall philosophy and equity and relationship in supporting somebody with disabilities. So in thinking about that, what does 240 hours look like? Well, 240 hours looks like finding and pursuing their passion. All of these individuals were brought into this program based on their passion. That's the one qualifying criteria that we stick to rigorously. Because if this was not their passion, they wouldn't make it through the rigor of the course, because it's pretty extensive. There isn't many other classes or courses that you'll find on A&M campus that require 240 contact hours in the first semester. So they needed that passion. What y'all have done is pursue that passion to graduation and being able to take that with you and change a field. This is the second cohort of the PAS students to graduate. Our first cohort of DSP-Cs, and we are really looking to these individuals and their leadership in this field and changing how support is provided to individuals with disabilities. We had one young woman here that went and testified at the state capitol yesterday on the importance of employment in competitive type jobs of interest. I'll let her share with you what she said about that here in a little bit. But this was a passion. This program opened up the opportunity, and they took advantage of it. And they're here today, and they're graduating. Thank you all for a wonderful experience. I didn't have as much contact with a lot of you that I did in years past. We're getting bigger. Therefore, my jobs outside the classroom have become more extensive. So I haven't had the ability to come in and teach as often as I'd like to. But it's been a wonderful experience. I can tell you guys that as y'all were looking at new students coming in, they were coming in February, March, April, coming in and viewing your class, deciding if the program was for them, and then we were interviewing. What we heard from one young individual and his parent was, oh my gosh, these guys are so mature. We're not there yet. And what we wanted to say was, and what was said by one of our other students was, you should have seen us at the beginning. Is how much you've grown and matured, moved into that passion, and actually demonstrated it. And I commend each and every one of you. Please give them a hand. Welcome today.
Next, we're going to hear from our valedictorian of our past class. This is a young lady who has exemplified the competencies and the things that we expect in this program, and have absolutely no doubt that she will be successful in whatever she chooses to do. This is Miss Amanda Ransley.
Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Ransley. I am honored to represent this class by speaking to you today. Growing up, my parents made sure I knew that in everything I didn't think I could do, I needed to at least try. Because even if I failed, I would have learned something. This is definitely the case for the past program. At first, I didn't think I would succeed at all, but through much encouragement from my family, lots of prayers, I decided to give it a try, give it my best try. It was so worth it. Thankfully, I did, or else I would not be up here today. It was not an easy road. This program is intense and most of the time pretty difficult. But because of my desire to be a direct support professional, I was able to set my eyes on a goal, and I know that I would work hard to get there. I've known I wanted to work with people with disabilities since I was about 10 or 11 years old. I saw a special need in some people, and I started developing such a huge place in my heart for those people. I know that if I could teach them and make a difference in their lives, I would have accomplished something great. Like these people, I have been told many times that I can't and I'm stupid. I'm here not only to prove to those people wrong, but also to prove to myself that I am good at something and that I have a special place in the world. I believe that supporting these people is my calling, and it brings me more joy than pretty much anything. I know where these people come from and the struggles they face every day, so I feel like I would be perfectly suited for this field. I could easily have drawn the same paycheck working at McDonald's, H-E-B or McDonald's, but because of this program and all of the support, I realized received through it, I am able to chase after my dreams and finding a career that makes a difference in someone's life. In saying that, I would not be here if it weren't for a few very special people who believed in me and supported me throughout the entire journey. First of all, and most importantly, I want to thank my mom and dad. You guys believed in me more than anyone else. Thank you for all the long drives in town, the late nights of studying, working on CDS lessons, but most importantly, thank you for loving me and always doing whatever you could to help me achieve my goal. I love you. To the past staff, Dr. Zhu, Garrison Tate, Dr. Greenwell, Jessica, and Casey. Thank you for making this possible for all of us. We are all so different, yet you were able to support all of us in the best way you could. Y'all are awesome, and I'm going to miss you all. To Miss Ruby and the BOAC staff, thank you for working with me, giving me the opportunity to work at BOAC, teaching me so much. You taught me the right way to do this job and still have fun. And I don't know where I'd be without the support. To the class of 2013, I want to take this time to inspire and encourage all of y'all. Don't give up. Never give up on your dreams. Just look where we are now. This wouldn't be possible if you had given up. You pushed through, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that. Never let anyone tell you you were not good enough. You were born good enough. And being here proves to all those who said you weren't. My favorite part of being a direct support professional is just getting to work with people who have disabilities and show them how truly special, wonderful, and unique they are. Every one of them is good at something, and it is my job to embrace that and build them up. Albert Einstein once said, everyone is a, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its life believing it is stupid. My desire is to teach, care, love, encourage, support the people I work with. And now that I am a certified DSP, I can do this as a career for the rest of my life. Thank you.
The Executive Director of the American Rehabilitation Services, and she's an individual that has worked with our students as a provider partner this year. She's taken on several of our students in their practicums.
I'm honored to be here to help celebrate the graduation of some of the most unique and uniquely gifted students that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. I want to say thanks to Jeff Garrison Tate and Jessica Von Jensen for inviting me here and for working so closely in fostering and being able to help them grow as direct support professionals. It has been my extreme pleasure to experience on a daily basis the growth and learning that they have shown throughout our time together. In fact, working with the students from the past program has given me a unique opportunity to learn from them. If there's one thing I've learned from the past students I've worked with, it is how to be more dedicated to the ethical principles that I hold dear in my academic background as a social worker and in my profession as a service provider. As a social worker and as an employer, these students have taught me how to apply principles in practice through their unique perspective and approach. One of the biggest challenges of working with people with disabilities is raising community awareness and acceptance. Many people in today's educated world still do not know the proper terminology or respectful ways to speak about people with disabilities. It still shocks me how many times I call a doctor's office or a psychiatric clinic, and I have to use old, antiquated, and offensive terms to even get them to understand what I'm talking about. Part of what makes the PATH program so special and how it can benefit not only the people we support, but also the community. The past students have been taught and come with the skills and principles to advocate for themselves and others with disabilities. Having someone to advocate for you who actually understands from an insider's perspective how you feel is beneficial and monumental for the people we support and also for the community. It has been empowering and educational to those in the community who are still stuck in the old ways of thinking that focus on detriments and not on strengths. To me, the PATH students embody the principle of empowerment. Each of us has unique skills and experience that allow us the ability to form connections with others, and if we are lucky, for us to learn from each other, regardless of our differences. A Chinese proverb states, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. The skills these young ladies and men are sharing with the people they support on a daily basis are skills that will ultimately allow them to be more independent and more a part of their community. It is by capitalizing on the strengths of skills of each members of a support team that a person can be nurtured by their community, and this allows them to teach others in turn the things that they know. The PATH program professors have obviously instilled in these young men and women the basic skills that are needed to be an excellent direct support professional and beyond. The skills that the PATH program instructors have taught them are even more highly valued because they come from a place of respect and equality. As an employer, I hire for something that PATH students automatically come with: compassion and perspective. Those are things that can't be taught. Skills can be taught, but the PATH students I have worked with have the unique ability to consider at every turn the moral and ethical value of their abilities and how to best use them to benefit the people they support, because they truly understand. I'm constantly amazed at the ways in which the PATH students have been able to help me see how I might best serve others from that same place of respect and equality, by going the extra mile to make sure that those they support are treated with respect and dignity. It has been a great learning experience for both myself and the PATH students I've worked with, and it's been a pleasure to see them grow and learn. I look forward to working with more students from this wonderful program, and would recommend any employer take a second look at an application from the PATH program students. Thanks for everything, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Next, we're going to have Mr. Garrison Tate and Ms. Von Jensen come up and recognize our provider partners that have employed our students throughout the spring semester.
It's been a big journey, and I'm so honored to be up here today. And we're here to talk about our provider partners, but there are also a lot of other partners that we have that may not, going to get a plaque today. We have a lot of families, parents who have supported and worked hard with their loved ones to make this work. We have DARS counselors here who help scholarship our students to be able to come here, educators, support people from other areas. And I also really have to mention our mentors who work diligently in the practicum process as well as the classroom. So the folks up here, the folks up here would simply not be here without all the partnership and the vision and the belief that folks can succeed and be exceptional at their work. Dr. Greenwell's mentioned the provider partner in the practicum component of the PASS program. It is the second part of the program, which is the critical piece where people, our students, go on site as an employee of one of our provider partners. They are employees of our providers, our partners. And our provider partners are businesses and organizations that provide services to people with intellectual disabilities, as well as older people who are living in community settings. And they have entered into an agreement to support our program by hiring some of our past students to work in their organizations in a variety of different settings. Small group homes, working one-on-one with somebody who needs support, working with older people who need support, working in day habilitation centers to support people in groups. And so they have really opened up their arms to bringing in our students as employees to really learn what the real world is about. And so they are treated as employees. And their role is to not only employ, but also to serve as supports, training, and evaluation of our students. And so they are key. And so several of our students will continue to work after being here during this 6-month period that they've worked diligently. Our students have to move past that first semester, and you guys know what I mean by move past. You can't get on the job unless you complete certain competencies. So there's a high standard of folks that are coming out of that first part of our program. And the other piece is that while they're on their practicum, there are also, as Dr. Greenwell mentioned, specific competencies that they have to show that they're able to do around person-centered practices. So without our provider partners, we simply wouldn't have a program because it hinges on the experience in the classroom, but the real practical experience in the real world on a job. I am very honored to be able to share awards on behalf of the PATH program to our provider partners today, and how much we sincerely appreciate their part of making this happen, and their belief in our common vision that people who pursue a career as a direct support professional, that it's a career and that it's centered in person-centered practices. So I'm honored again to be able to share these awards. The first person award goes to Visiting Angels, and I understand that they may not be present today, but Visiting Angels is one of our providers that provides services to older people in their homes. And so we certainly want to recognize them. They're not here, but maybe they can hear us. Also, our next provider partner is Comfort Keepers. They're another provider of services that support older people. I'm not sure if Aaron is here today. Aaron Collins is the CEO and has worked with us there to provide placement for one of our students. And I don't believe that he's here. So let's give him a big round of applause. We just heard from Andrea Garcia with American Habilitation Services, and we certainly want to share this with her today with sincere appreciation for your commitment to the PASS program to American Habilitation Services. And another one of our partners that is returning this year, and was really one of our founding practicum partners, the Brazos Valley Center on Independent Living, has been a partner not only for placement and practicum, but also in terms of a hub for training and support for our students. And so I'd like to present this award to the BVCIL, and Pat is here. Welcome. Well, we have a new inaugural award for a provider partner today, and we call it our Premier PASS Provider Partner of 2013. And I'm speaking of the Brenham Outreach Advisory Council, which was one of our founding partners as well. and stepped up with the vision and employed 4 of our students last year, and wholeheartedly believe in what we are doing for this field. They also stepped up again this year as we piloted our direct support professional certification program by not only funding folks that were going to that program, but looking at how the direct support professional people pursuing that unique certification could help springboard organization change within that organization. So looking at it as how our students can propel organization change to become more of a person-centered organization. They have done a tremendous service to our program, and this year welcomed 7 of our students to practicum sites. So I want to, I'm honored to award our first Premier Pass Partner Provider to BOAC, Brenham Outreach Advisory Council. I see Shelley Campbell back there, the Executive Director. Well, thanks again. Let's please give all of our provider partners a big round of applause.
Okay, next is what we're all here for, and that's the presentation of our PAC certificates and our DSP-C certificates. So join me in welcoming Dr. Zhu and Ms. Juan Judson, who are going to speak a little bit about each of our students as I call their names. First we have Ms. Anna San Andreas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I start, introduce Anna to you, I would like to say that it's my great pleasure to be here and share with you all something special unique with all our graduates. Usually I get to talk to my students only when they get into trouble, you know, and that's how I get to know them. That's of course not true, okay? It has been a wonderful, incredible, wonderful journey, you know, for the past more than, I think, a year and a month, and we started work with Archer as a team like since last summer, and it was a journey full of efforts, self-determination, hard work, and eventually leading to the success. See where they are right now. So I'm very thankful and grateful, and I can join this journey. Okay. I would like to introduce you Anna San Andreas. She comes from College Station, Texas, and she's one of those students that we don't need to worry about. You know, she gets things done because she always completes stuff. You know, she always on top of things and gets things done in a timely manner. She had high standards for herself and often did more than what we asked her to do. For example, if we ask her to turn in a reflection, most students probably turn in 1 page or, you know, even a few sentences. But Anna, she was going to do like 2 or 3 pages, which is a great gift that I wish I had. And also, she really takes the initiatives and puts great efforts in her study as well as her job. She has a genuine heart of teaching people with disabilities and helping them to develop independent living skills so they can live a better life in the community. During her practicum, her job is to support a young lady for her independent living at her apartment. She takes an individual to volunteer work, to shop, and picks her medication and also assists her to work towards her individual goals. She was able to apply what she had learned from the program and apply to her job, overcome obstacles, put forth her best efforts on her job. And also she has built a good and professional relationship with the young lady. Another great thing about Anna is that she's very self-determined, and she was able to focus on her personal educational goals and stay from all the other distractions. Another thing actually I found out yesterday, it was another gift for Anna. She is really good at public speaking, unlike me, okay? So she has done it, I wish I had. And she actually, as Dr. Greenwich just told you, she was invited to give a testimony in front of Texas House of Representatives. And I still cannot figure out how can she, stay cool for the whole time and be able to, share her personal stories with the state legislators and spoke up for the people with disabilities, and convince them that employment is really important for people with disabilities. So Anna I strongly recommend you put that on your resume. Okay. Anna is also bilingual in English. He's fluent in English and Spanish. There's a lot of great skills from her, and with her skills, her education, her diligence, Anna is definitely an asset to perfection of the Juris Law professional. So.
Graduate is Mr. Harold Booker Jr.
has shown a great deal of commitment and dedication this year. We have a very rigorous program and we set very high standards for our students. And I think at some point throughout the year, all of the students think, what am I doing here? Can I do this? And whenever Harold started to have some of those doubts or get stressed, he never gave up and kept plugging along, and we were all really impressed and admired him for being so dedicated. And we're glad he did, because he ended up being an amazing DSP. The guys that live at the group home have a lot of fun playing board games with him and playing catch with the football and talking about Aggies. There's one gentleman there that doesn't use words to communicate, and so sometimes he just gets left off. And when Harold walks in the room, his face lights up, and you can tell that they have a really special bond. And so we're very proud of Harold for pushing through and very excited that he started his career.
Next up, we have Mr. Johnny Davis.
James Davis, what we call Johnny, he's from Thailand, and Johnny used to be a motivator in the athletic department at his high school. He applied to our program because he helped with a girl who is blind in her school, and he found that he had interest in working with people with disabilities and making positive changes in their lives. That's why he followed his heart and also his good friend to come to our program. When I first met Johnny, I was impressed by his positive spirit, energy, and smile. He's also a young adult who will think twice and does not make rash decisions. His mentor, April, described him as an intelligent, compassionate, and a genuine, well-rounded person, and that I cannot agree more with her mom. He is attentive to individual needs and feelings, and he is eager to support people based on their interests and their needs. He influences people with his positive attitudes and keep hard feeling to himself. He has a lot of bright ideas and good points in the class. Johnny is absolutely a delight to work with. During his practicum, he worked for an individual, an old gentleman, and kept him company. So I think Johnny is caring and fun to be with. He has great potentials, and he's absolutely successful in this program. Thank
you. Next, we have Mr. Travis Hamill.
His niche in life. We have all been amazed at how well he's been doing in the PAPS program and as a DSP. The gentlemen he supports have a lot of fun when he's working. His supervisors have had nothing but good to say about him, and they were excited to keep him as an employee. We have really enjoyed having him as a student. There were things we taught him, and he just took it and ran with it and did really well. And then there were things that I don't even think we taught him, and he just got to work and started doing it because he's such a natural at this job. And so it's been really exciting to see him find a program and a career that's such a perfect fit for him.
Next we have Miss Marie Ledette.
Marie is from Houston, Texas. She has assumed multiple roles in her life and has rich experience. She is a U.S. Army veteran who actively pursues post-secondary education opportunities. She is a caring mother who wants to be a role model for her lovely young adult son. She is an individual with disability who desires a career that she is passionate and excel at. She is also a direct support professional who is eager to empower individuals with disabilities and support them to live a better life in the community. Marie brought her wisdom, experience, and passion to the class. She demonstrated professionalism in class and also influenced others. Based on my research, while Marie is in class, the likelihood of occurrences of unprofessional behaviors is reduced at a statistically significant level. She is very organized, efficient, hardworking, and always on top of things. She has a great gift of communication, both in written and verbal. During her practicum, she has demonstrated that she was able to work with people with different disabilities, work one-on-one or with small group of people. She has an excellent rapport with the people that she works with. Marie is knowledgeable about community resources and services, and always actively looks for opportunities to expand her knowledge. She is so skilled and competent, and I will not be surprised by any future achievement that she might have in her career.
Next we have Miss Jennifer Lucas.
That Jennifer has put into the program and to being a DSP. For her, it wasn't just a part-time job she did for a few hours, and then when she clocked out, she was done. She would spend evenings and weekends thinking about the people she supported and goals that they had and activities they would enjoy. And she would teach herself how to lead those activities and go out and buy supplies for them and then go to work and do these fun activities with people. So she really put in a lot of effort in her job, and we saw the same in the classroom part. She showed up to every class on time, got her work done, and always just went above and beyond whenever she's asked to do something. And so I'd like to commend her for all of the effort that she's put in this year.
Miss Amanda Ransleben.
People have really enjoyed having her around. Her coworkers enjoy working with her. Her supervisors really appreciate having her as an employee. Her classmates always have a lot of fun with her, and the individuals that they have really enjoy working with her. When she gets to work, they run out the door excited to see her. When she shows up at class, all her classmates are smiling and happy that she's there. When you watch her interact with people and hear how people talk about her, you can tell that she's been really good at making connections and establishing those meaningful, equitable relationships.
Mr. Walter Schumack.
One of the things I I love about Walter is how eager he is to learn and try new things. He has shown up at every class, sat in the front, participated in discussions, asked lots of questions. He frequently came to me throughout the practicum and said, "Can I get more training with this, or will you teach me how to do that?" He is just thirsting for more knowledge and so eager to try new things. And so it's been really exciting watching him grow throughout the year, and he's going to be a great employee. Yay.
Miss Blanca Stoddard.
Blanca is from Austin, Texas. When I first was Blanca in the Bridge to Career Summer Program, I was most impressed by her independence and her skills that enable her to quickly adapt to the new environment, and also her ability to help other students around in the summer program. And she likes to take challenges and solve problems on her own. Actually, we did have a serious conversation about why she should not be too independent, and so we can do something to help. Okay. Blanca has a gift of influencing people with her positive attitude. Here's a quote from her mentor, Shannon, who used to work with her. "Everywhere she goes, optimism follows. Her positive attitudes can turn anyone's bad day around, including mine." Okay. She also has many other amazing gifts, such as reliable, caring, loving, driven, and intelligent. She works with a young lady who lives in an apartment and teaches her independent living skills such as transportation and health and fitness. She has demonstrated great critical thinking skills that she was able to try to solve problems, bring in creative ideas, and made a lot of good sound decisions. And there is her working party. Eden, are you agree with me? Yes? Okay. So I strongly believe that all these great qualities that Blanca has will lead her to a successful career as a direct support professional. And congratulations, Blanca.
Next, we will have Mr. Jeff Garrison Tate come up, and he will be presenting the certificates for our DSP-C graduates.
The Academy for Direct Support Professionals at Texas A&M University was developed this year as a part of the process to be accredited by the National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals. Recently, the Academy was provisionally accredited and became the 5th program in the United States to receive this designation. I'd like to recognize Ms. Jessica Von Jensen for her contribution to the development of the accreditation packet and the support during our pilot program. We also had some tremendous other team key developers, Dr. Cheryl Greenwells, Dr. Eric Roberts, Dr. Sanjay, and Dr. Dalun Zhang, who we all worked together diligently to achieve this accreditation. And again, this is something that raises the bar on this position to be seen as a professional career position. All of our graduates who are receiving their certificate today for the PASS program are eligible to be also certified at the first level as a registered direct support professional. So I want to congratulate you on that work as well. A key component to becoming nationally accredited was that we created the Direct Support Certified program. And this is a program that we developed based on person-centered thinking skills and tools and plan facilitation skills and tools. And it requires that somebody work in the field for a minimum of 2 years to even begin this process. And I mentioned that BOAC, our premier provider, stepped up again and said, well, we'll support 3 of our key staff to participate in this pilot. And the pilot included 200 hours of instruction It included several hours of demonstrating skills with a focused person. It took a tremendous amount of work around developing a portfolio. Portfolio had to be developed with 8 different projects, with 8 different 1,000-word essays to support that. We met in a cohort ongoing since September. Did a lot of Starbucks and Sweet Eugene's and sat around trying to figure out how to do this. Each one of them, again, had a focused person that received services from BOAC. And we learned from the focused people how to really practice these skills and embed them in the organization, as well as it catapulted the organization to look at change, to look at ways that they can support the people they serve in person-centered principles and supports. Each one of these folks have worked tremendously hard, and it's been an incredible journey and an incredible honor. Each one of them come with a different position. You know, you'll meet Beverly Boyd in a minute, who is the program director. She's the second-level person in the organization. You'll meet Nick Jensen, who's a case manager, and Fred Hitz, who is a direct support professional now for many years. So our cohort had all these levels of different people, and you know, what was said in the cohort stayed in the cohort. And so we worked together to look at ways that we could support the people, but also ways that it could look at changing that organization. So today, we will be handing out, delivering the first 3 direct support professionals certified in the state of Texas, and out of the Academy for Direct Support Professionals at Texas A&M University, as well as recognized by the National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals. So I really want to honor them. They'll come up and get their certificate. I'd like to ask Beverly Boyd to please come and receive your certificate. I have much to say about Beverly, but I know everybody's standing, and I wanted to say about Beverly that she's the #2 manager at BOAC, and she had a focused person. Now, she supervises lots and lots of people, and for her to get to work with one person individually that began to drive the change and how she looked at, as a manager, changing things, and she's done a tremendous job. It's been a real honor. Thank you, Beverly. Nick Jensen, who is a case manager, please come on down. And he started out in the program. He was a direct support professional, and then he moved to be a group home manager, and now he's a case manager. And in each one of those roles, he took these practices and these skills and worked in those roles. So now as a case manager, he has a broad base of opportunity to make change. And I'd like to congratulate Nick. Mr. Fred Hitz, please come on down. Fred? Fred is a direct support professional, I think, with BOAC now for 5 years. And he supports people, young men, who have a lot of challenges. And Fred dedicated so much to this program. It's just been amazing how he, in his role, created organization change as well. I'm going to tell on you, Fred, because for his 1,000-word essays, all 8 of them, he hand wrote. Wow. And it broke my heart to go back and say, you need to change this. You're going to have to rewrite. But sometimes he would draft it 2 times, 3 times. His commitment and his work and his growth has been tremendous, so congratulations, Fred. Make mention of one thing, and then I'll get down. And it's just to make a point of the tremendous team of people that I've had the opportunity to work with this year and last year. We have an incredible, talented group, and it's just been an honor, and I want to recognize all the team at PATH. Thank you very much for being here.
Sorry. Give our closing remarks.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I'm surprised that nobody has said that word. This is Aguiland. We should say howdy.
Howdy.
Welcome to the graduation ceremony for this group. I know you have heard it probably a few times already, but I still want to say again, congratulations to all of you who get your certificate today. It's tremendous effort and a tremendous honor to you and to our program. I want to say that, well, good to know we have so many people that we don't have enough chairs. It's a good thing that we have so many people participating in the ceremony. I'll make it very short so that you don't have to stand for a long time. Texas A&M University, the Center for Disability and Development, is a leader in our state that design, develop programs that serve individuals with disabilities. Not just programs, but quality programs that serve individuals with disabilities in the state. We are not only a state leader, we are also a national leader in terms of developing innovative programs. Take the PATH or Bridge to Career programs, for example. These are new ideas that went beyond some of the other states' programs. Some of the other programs that provide a college experience to individuals with disabilities without providing meaningful career training. We are unique in that we provide them with a career training so that they have a future career to pursue in the rest of their life. So with that, we take pride to be a leader across the country. We have presented the development ideas to others across the country in other states. And there are many states trying to learn from us. That's a good thing to have. And then we also have some other initiatives under the guidance and direction of Dr. Michael Banks, Director of the Center for Disability and Development. Our center also has many other transition-related programs, for example, in the area of employment, in the area of self-advocacy and leadership training. We do a lot of statewide training, and many opportunities will be available to individuals with disabilities in Texas. We always look forward to new opportunities, new ways of providing service to our state. And for the transition program, the team, like Jeff just mentioned, that it's a great team. I mean, you're going to know that we're going to have a lot of graduation ceremonies in the next 2 days, but we're going to come. So we're running early. But these are great opportunities in Aguiland to see all of the smiling faces from the family and the students. And it's a good thing. But we also always look ahead. With the support of the team, we are able to, and also collaboration from the field, from providers, many are sitting here, or guidance counselors, and many are state agencies. We are able to look ahead and see what some other needs there are that we can address through new programs. And we constantly search for new ideas, new programs. And we always welcome suggestions and collaborations. So anyone who is here or not here, if you have ideas, you want to work with us, and so we can work collaboratively. Together, we can make a more and bigger impact in Texas. Pick 'em.
On behalf of the PATH's faculty and staff, thank you. Thank you for supporting either your family member or your friend throughout this process. I'm sure they greatly appreciate it.